What's going on, everyone? So at the end of season 2 of From, it appears that Tabitha has escaped from the faraway, or from Fromville, whatever you want to call it, right? And based on the trailer that we got for season 3, which season 3 is right around the corner, I cannot be more excited, as I'm sure many of you are as well if you're watching this video, but it appears that she, once again, has escaped. At least that's what it wants you to believe. It is trying to set it up as if she is out and she's trying to connect these clues and she's trying to connect these dots and she's trying to, find a way to communicate with her husband and, find a way to get back. And there's a lot of people that think like, oh man, she's in the ambulance that ends up in far away and that they're able to use as resources that you see in the trailer and all that stuff. But what we know about the show From, and particularly the far away, is that it's more than meets the eye, right? What you think it is really isn't. Its whole idea is to manipulate you mentally, emotionally, physically. It is to break you down in every way, right? I mean, you hear repeatedly in the trailer and in the first 2 seasons that there's things worse than death, and you were a big story point about nightmares and things out in the woods, and is it the people that died, is it the nightmares and our nightmares are becoming a thing, and then all of a sudden she gets out, she escapes, right? Like, is that really the case, or is this her fear in a lot of ways, being isolated from her children, being isolated from her husband? I know that they were supposed to have a divorce and all that stuff, but clearly it looks like they've kind of rekindled. They've had those moments where it's like, I can't do this without you type thing, all that stuff, right? So they really only have each other, right? Even the idea of just divorce is probably completely out the window now, because it's like all we have is each other. All we have is our family. And her being isolated, her being away, her having that fear of like, being helpless to get to my, like, that would be a form of a nightmare. But also, it's very possible that maybe she just went to another layer or another area of the far away. There's clearly other areas, right? From the dungeon to, the spider area to all of these things that the far away continues to manifest for Boyd and various others in the far away tree and people going here and there, right? Like, so you look at the end of season 2 and you look at this town, and there's a couple things that really stand out. One, the town is surrounded by this dense forest. It's surrounded, and you see the town, but you see forest in the beyond, right? You can't see beyond the tree line, right? Which, if you had kind of this aerial view of the far away that we know, that's what it would look like, right? Like, it's what it looks like, when they use the drone and all that stuff. It is just the town in this very vast forest. Also, even the town that they're in the far away has a lot of the things that you would see in another town. So is it really that far-fetched that maybe they are in this other From town, another Fromville? Maybe this is a more advanced version of this town, right? What if this is, a place that is the same or very similar, right? And I even saw this image on Reddit that, talked about, the new town is surrounded by a dense forest, which may indicate that Tabitha is in fact still inside the forest in another stuck town that's just more advanced than ours. And then also they pointed out, which I didn't see, I didn't really notice, it was kind of oblivious to it. And it is, I'm going to be honest, it is kind of hard to tell, but I could see that being the case. Say submerged car may indicate that the new town is also in disarray. And you see, I don't know how far I can zoom this in, it looks like a car, right? I mean, you could argue it's like a boat or something, but it looks like almost like a car, like a truck, or like an ambulance or something that is tapped in. But also, you don't see this abundance of people everywhere. You don't see, like, you see sailboats, you see certain things, but you don't see a lot of action. There's a lot of car stuff. There was a lot of cars in the far away, right? There have been a lot of things. Like, what if this is a town? What if she has gone to another layer, another area where, hey, daytime, we're fine. Daytime, it's here. We've just adapted. We've just adjusted. We've just made the best out of a worse situation, right? We have, a medical facility. We have this. We have that, right? But we can't leave this little bubble. We have it's on a ocean front, like it's us, and we got a couple hundred people in this town, right? We gotta be careful. We still deal with and run into a lot of the same concerns that you guys did where you're from. But also, you look at, the bottle tree. You look at, there's various clues kind of scattered. Also, I think another argument is how long the far away has been around. Now, we don't know exactly, like, we don't know, like, oh, it's been around since, the 1200, whatever, right? No, we don't know that. But we have had signs and clues of, it being, 1506, 1609, 1864, 17, right? So it's been around for hundreds of years minimum. So to think that there aren't other layers of this, that there aren't other areas of this, that this is just this small isolated town and that is it. Again, there's so many layers to this onion that we can peel back. And what you see in the trailer is her going to a bottle tree, right? Well, there's a bottle tree in there far away. The paintings of the kids, right? I've thrown out the idea, I've seen others throw out the idea of, what if it's, what if he's Victor's dad? Or, you see the drawings that look very similar to Victor's sister and all this, like, all of those things. It could just be that these are characters that are seen and drawing and creating the same thing. And that could also, because again, a lot of people think that Tabitha is the one that just gets in the wreck in the ambulance and all that stuff. And there could be a form of communication. There might be a way that she gets back. Is it easier to just go next door or to another dimension? Right? Like, if she really is in the real world and she wants to get back, right? Like, would it be easier for her to get back to a different dimension that she's in, or whatever the far away is? Or if she's still in the same dimension, she's just in another area, would it be easier to get back to the other area? Right? Like, and also, how does she get the ambulance there if it is her? For what we know, you can't just drive on the road. Like, you drive on any road anywhere and it leads you there, but then there's the tree. Okay, well, so what? They just decide to bring her back, only this time with an ambulance? Or is there a path that she can maybe drive and get through? Is there a place where it's like, hey, you can get back to your far away and the ambulance and all that stuff, but you got to go from here. She thinks she got out. She thinks she escaped. But in reality, no, you just went to a different area. You jumped through a door that leads you into a different house. You thought you unlocked the wrong door type thing. And that also go into another, like, play into what we've seen from, right? That would also give you another story plot and storyline. Like, is there another way to just kind of break everybody down? Did you really get out, or no, I just ended up in another area, right? This is what happened, right? It just gives you another just breakdown. It gives you another just like, here we go. Like, And there's also a lot of talks about there being, if this season has success, which I believe it will, that they want to do at least 5 seasons, which would give you 2 more seasons. If Tabitha figures out how to get in and out, then wouldn't she just be able to take everyone? Wouldn't she be able to get everybody? Right? Like, obviously you could write it to, maybe something changes or whatever. I mean, it's not as straightforward, but, it would make sense. Like, hey, she figured out how to get out, figured out the door. 1, now everyone knows that you can. And 2, wouldn't she have at least an idea of how to do it again? But if it's another far away area, she didn't really get out. Now you have another story point to build off of for season 4, for season 5. Look, I'd rather her be in another far away, and now maybe they're trying to get to that town because it's more advanced or whatever, and you just give us another 5 seasons. So even just this theory, just to give us more from, I want it, right? Like, just for the sake of giving us more story. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. And, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think, like, yeah, no, she definitely escaped? Do you think, no, like, clearly they're trying to lead you to believe that, but she didn't? Do you want her to escape? Do you not? Do you want it to kind of just be another layer, a new direction that they got to go? Again, just fun little theories, fun little conversations. But however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.